Hello, I'm Lori Commissar, President of the American Friends of the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled. I'm delighted to welcome you to our first ever virtual family brunch. We're also celebrating the 60th anniversary of the founding of the center in Ramat Gan. For the past 3 decades, this brunch has been hosted by Randy and Nate Shapiro and Marlene and Shelley Stillman from Chicago. Their passion and commitment is legend. While we're enjoying our brunch with family and friends, our AFISCD Executive Director in Israel, Boaz Kramer, a former AFISCD athlete and Paralympic champion, will introduce us to some of today's young athletes. My AFISCD commitment began 15 years ago with a call from my daughter, Miriam, a student at the University of Wisconsin. Her roommates' parents were involved with an organization Miriam knew would be something Maury and I would want to support. She told us that we should plan on attending a brunch to learn more about the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled. A beautiful 9-year-old girl, Carolyn Tabib, told the brunch attendees that she had a perfect life. Perfect life. Caroline, born and paralyzed from the waist down, confined then and now to a wheelchair, radiated positivity, a spirit that nothing is impossible, and that the AFISCD is her home away from home. She has a smile and a warmth that captured Maury and my heart and an instant commitment to the AFISCD. But there's more about Caroline that I'd like to share. Caroline said she wanted to become the best table tennis player in the world. She saw no obstacles in her past to make this dream a reality. Her can-do spirit, her rock-solid determination, and the AFISCD team of coaches agreed. She competed all over Israel, Europe, and the world. Caroline competed in the 2016 Brazil Paralympics and plans to represent Israel in Tokyo next year. This dynamic woman served in the Intel unit of the IDF before completing her college education. All of her dreams coming true. Over the past 15 years, Maury and I have met hundreds of AFISCD athletes. Not all have become athletic stars. Some chose medicine, some chose the legal profession, some are teachers, coaches, scholars, moms and dads, and more. What all have become are productive citizens of a vibrant state of Israel. AFISCD athletes are nation builders. They are committed to leading lives that reflect the yes, I can do spirit. It's their abilities and not disability that has given them the promise of tomorrow. There's not a day that goes by that I don't thank my daughter Miriam for opening our eyes and hearts to the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled. The athletes and the incredible team in Ramat Gan have given us a gift of a lifetime. And now that you've heard my story, I am sure you'll want to learn more and become as passionate as we are in our support. Boaz Kramer will share his own remarkable story and is pleased to introduce a few of today's AFISCD young athletes. As icing on the cake, Asi Al-Shabo, our AFISCD superstar and basketball coach, will share his exclusive interview with Denny Avia, Israel's basketball star and just drafted to the NBA a few days ago. Welcome, Boaz.
Thank you, Lori. My name is Boaz. I've been in a wheelchair most of my life. I'm a former wheelchair tennis player. I'm an Olympic medal winner for wheelchair tennis at the Beijing 2008 Games and a quarterfinalist in London 2012. Former world number 10 and a member of Israel's national wheelchair tennis team. I'm father of 3 and a proud member of AFISCD since I was just 5 years old. AFISCD is one of the world's first and still largest sports and rehabilitation centers for children and adults with disabilities. We are standing on the shoulders of giants, the visionaries who founded the center when Israel was still a young country of only 12 years. The Sports Center is more than a place of rehabilitation, recreation, and sports. It is the most beautiful and successful community of people with disabilities and their families. Our people stand for each other, help each other, and support each other. This is why we were able to survive 2020, and this is why we feel confident and optimistic that this place will continue to flourish. It is a huge honor for me to speak before you today. I myself was a speaker at the brunch when I was a child, and the fact that me, my family, and others like me receive support from a dedicated community of friends in the US never ceases to amaze me. 2020 is unusual. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that. It is challenging financially and operationally, as we struggle to continue and provide services under these very unusual circumstances. We had to close and then reopen, then reclose, and then operate under very strict restrictions and limitations. We had our hands full this year. But we're here and we're strong, and we will win this. We have been here since 1960, and we will be here, thanks to you, for the next 60 years.
The problem with being in a wheelchair is not being in a wheelchair, it's being alone. For 60 years, this center has been our community and our family. The most important thing for a kid growing up with a disability like me is to have a supportive family and community. I was a kid here. I'm now almost an adult. And I hope the center will be here for at least 60 more years to help kids just like me.
Generations of children with disabilities, like myself, grew up here. Some became world-class athletes.
Wheelchair table tennis is one of the most fun things in my life. I love it. I will be a champion one day. I feel I will be a champion.
The most important thing is that they learned, like me, to believe that they are perfect just the way they are. It makes us better, it makes our society better, it makes the world better.
Now, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce our ambassadors, our wonderful and amazing young athletes who some of you may know from their previous visits to the States, Tal and Omri.
Shalom, my name is Tal Dagan. I'm 14 years old. I've been with the center since I was 5. This is me.
My name is Omri Bergman and I'm 15 years old. Some of you may remember us from our visits to the US.
We love to come to the sports center and do sport together,
such as wheelchair basketball and swimming. The center is our second home.
This year was very hard for us to see the center close its gates because of the pandemic. But now we are happy to be back.
And we want to say thank you, our American friends, for making it happen.
Happy Thanksgiving! Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!
Another one of our athletes is a wheelchair tennis rising star and leg amputee, Mayan Zikri. Mayan, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Mayan. I'm 17 years old. At the age of 10, I lost my leg in a family vacation. Not far after that, I came to the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled to do sport. I started playing wheelchair basketball and tennis. Today, I'm ranked 11 in World Junior in tennis. I'm sure I will get even higher ranked in the future. All of it thanks to your support to me and to many more kids at the center. I hope to see you all very soon.
This year, we took our first steps in the vast world of online events and fundraising. As part of our efforts, our Go 60 challenge had been successful in bringing our athletes and supporters together, with 8 of our top athletes offering amazing athletic challenges to our community. I want to thank our American friends, Lori, the board, Jennifer, and the AFISCD staff for their efforts in putting this together. One of the athletes is the international paradancer Vital Zinger, who grew up at the center and then became one of the world's leading wheelchair dancers. Vital not only challenged herself, but also attempted a world record. Here it is.
My childhood was very challenging. It was my many years at Spivak that gave me the tools to push forwards and become the changemaker that I am today.
Dancing with Vital made me realize that the wheelchair is just another tool towards being free to do what you love.
Six dance styles in 6 minutes. Let's do this! Bye-bye. The biggest lesson sport has taught me is to always try to be the best version of myself.
To overcome obstacles, to inspire.
To switch 6 dance styles back to back is a challenge, but it's small compared to the challenges I've learned to overcome as a child in the sports center. Always dance your life, all the way to the top of your dreams. Hi everyone, how are you? It's an honor to join you today. I'm Vital Zinger. I'm a Paralympic dancer and medalist for over a decade now. I'm paralyzed due to a spinal cord injury caused by cancer I had when I was 6 months old. I rock and roll on my wheels since I was 12 years old. Pretty much from when I started my career here in the adaptive sport here in the center. Over the years, I had the privilege to represent and contribute to my country as a change maker and as an athlete in various accessible sports and as a soldier in a combat Black Hawk squadron. I'm a serial social justice fighter and a stigma smasher, and I'm addicted to making our world a better place. It is truly a wonderful gift to be able to leverage my life experience and insights to inspire and empower people around the world, and I'm proud to feel that it is my calling in life. This past year has challenged us all. I'm sure that it wasn't easy for any of us. Personally, All of my outdoor training stopped. Competitions were cancelled. We were just notified that this year's Europe Championship was cancelled too. I miss meeting all kinds of people in all ages in person on my lectures and initiatives. But thank God for Zoom, so I can still make it happen online. And I can still spread hope and practical tools, especially in these difficult times. I want to thank you all and the Center for the opportunity to help a lot of kids and adults to discover their abilities and feel capable. I know from experience how important it is for our personal growth and how impactful it is for the rest of our lives. Thank you, and I hope that soon we will find a solution for COVID and we'll be able to get back to normal and live a fearless life of meeting each other and hugging and socializing. Have a great day.
Wow, Vital, you are so amazing. Each time I watch this video, I remember your words. Always dance your life all the way to the top of your dreams. Thank you, Vital. You are a true champion of life. So after hearing from Boaz and meeting our athletes, Adam, Vital, Mayan, Talamo, and Omri, I am sure you will want to join me in support of our athletes at the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled. How do I donate? It's easy. Notice on your screen, text to 56512. Type in wheels, hit space, pledge amount, full name, or anonymous. Notice I just typed in wheels, 500, Lori Commissar. It's that easy. The center in Ramat Gan helps these young athletes achieve their highest potential and allows them to become champions of life. COVID-19 has dramatically affected lives worldwide, Israel, and our center athletes as well. Boaz, I'd like you to focus on the pandemic and how things have changed in Israel and at the AFISCD, and more important, tomorrow.
Well, Lori, 2019 was a record-breaking year with many firsts, and we had huge plans for 2020. 2019 was the first time we hosted Europe's Wheelchair Basketball League. It was the first time we hosted the Wheelchair Tennis World Cup. We started our first satellite program in Beersheba, and we were working on our 60th anniversary Goodwill bike ride and celebrations. It's all thanks to you, our supporters, and our American friends that we were able to take the AFISCD to the next level. 2020 had other plans for us, and we had to do major changes and cutbacks on our budget and on our plans. But we're not giving up on any of our dreams. The rebuilding of our swimming pools, hosting of more international events, starting more satellites to benefit more children with disabilities and their families. Together with you, we know that this pandemic will end. And when it does, you, us, all of us, we will be ready to make the world better, one child at a time.
Thank you, Boaz. I and our athletes thank you, our donors, for your continued support and generosity. The thousands of children who have and will be a part of the AFISCD, thank you, our donors, for making their dreams a reality. I see so many of our donors from across the country donating. This is so exciting. Thank you, thank you.
It is wonderful, Lori. Keep them coming.
It is wonderful, Boaz. If you haven't donated yet, we will keep the text to pledge information up throughout the rest of our program. Thank you. And now, our very own Asiel Jabo with an exclusive interview with Danny Avila. When Asiel was 9, terrorists broke into his home in Itamar and murdered his mother and 3 brothers. Asiel, badly wounded, survived the attack by playing dead. He was hospitalized for a year and 8 months, lost his leg, and was treated for physical and emotional trauma. Asiel spent years at the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled, rehabilitating from the trauma through sport. He became a world-class wheelchair basketball player, was drafted on many teams, and played for Hamburg for 2 years. Asiel has a BA in physical education, is married, a sought-after motivational speaker, but most of all, trains children with disabilities at the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled. As most of you know, Danny Avila is an Israeli basketball star and was recently drafted to play in the NBA.
With the 9th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Danny Avdia from Herzliya, Israel.
Danny Avdia, a guy that we've talked about a lot in our coverage leading up to the draft, goes in the top 10. 9th overall to the Washington Wizards, youngest ever to play for Maccabi Tel Aviv at the age of 16. You've talked a lot about him, Mike. What exactly are the Wizards getting here?
I think this is going to be the steal of the draft, to be honest. I think Denny Avdia, when we look back 5 years from now, we're going to see a guy who could be the best player even to come out of this draft. And it starts with his basketball IQ and his versatility. He's tremendous in the open court, and he has great size, 6'10". He's a fiery competitor, 225 pounds. He's tremendous getting downhill to his right. He's great attacking closeouts. He can really facilitate, and an underrated defender as well. He's very multi-positional on that end of the floor, and he can put you on a poster in space. He's really improved as a perimeter shooter as well. He can handle the ball. I think he has a chance to become not just a 3-and-D type of wing, but a guy who can also be a secondary playmaker as well. I love his upside.
We give you Asiel and Denny.
First of all, Denny, thank you so much for joining us at the anniversary of the Israel Sports Center for the Disabled annual brunch. Last summer, you got the MVP of the Under-20 European Championship right here in Israel. I was there in the crowd, and I felt a big honor that you represented us in Israel, and you brought a lot of honor for the country. I really want to know how did it feel for you, because I've never won a European Championship, and I really want to know how does it feel.
It was the first time of me winning the European Championship with Israel, first gold medal with Israel, and it felt great. Full gym, every game,
yeah, sure.
all the countries watching you. It was a big buzz around the competition, and we were nervous at the beginning. I won't gonna lie. I wanted to do it back to back. A lot of the guys who played with me there the year before wanted back to back. There's some new guys who joined who helped us very much. Going into the tournament, there were a lot of great teams, so I didn't really know what's going on, and we lost to Serbia in the first game. In that loss, I mean, me personally, I just fell off. I was like, dang, like we lost the first game, and I don't know, we lost against Serbia, and I don't know how it's going to happen. I remember I was talking with Coach, and Coach picked me up, and we just, after that game, we had different energy. We came 100% every night. We came to kill. After every win, it was super exciting, a lot of emotions, really hard to sleep after every game. And just to win it all at the end was the biggest excitement I have in my short career. It was amazing. Winning the home crowd, everybody's hyped up. We felt like kings after we won it all. It was a big emotional thing that we had. I'll remember it for the rest of my career, yeah, for sure.
I have to say that was really amazing seeing it from the crowd. And how do you deal with this pressure, with this responsibility representing our people, our country?
I'm trying to practice very hard for me to be the best player that I can represent my country. I just need to play my game and be cool and try to do my best, the best I can.
That's a really good attitude. I'm sure it will bring you to the top. How do you overcome challenges?
How I overcome challenges. First of all, I had an injury in the back. I went to a couple of doctors who didn't know what I had, and maybe they told me I'm gonna feel this pain. I work on my core, I work on my back, lower back, and the pain slowly went away. I worked my ass off. So let's say I had a bad game, I won't rest the day after. I'll go to the gym, I'll practice, I'll do the shots I missed in the game, and then it makes me feel good. My brain starts to say, okay, I worked on those shots, it won't happen next time, and that's what I do every game that I'm not good at. So I'm always improving the things I'm not good at, and it gives me confidence, and that's how I maneuver. That's how I get through challenges, basically.
That's amazing. I really can attach to it as an athlete, because I've also had some injuries, and I think the way you look at it is amazing. Don't forget to have some free time for Sony PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's very important, you know.
You want to be a kid and have fun at the end of the day.
Exactly, so. That's true. I read a lot of NBA players like to play PlayStation, so
Yeah, a lot of NBA because it's like you can rest and play and you don't need to go around, you know. So PlayStation is one of the easiest to do after practice.
What do you usually play?
Man, I play a lot of games. It's always changed depending on my friends. My friends like changing the game, so I'm changing with them. I like to play 2K. I like to play 2K very much. I'm very good at 2K. Fortnite, I used to play. FIFA, I used to play. A lot of Call of Duty games. Depends like what's going on.
I'm waiting to play Danny Avdia in the
Yo,
you know?
Yo, I wish. I was just a dream coming true, but I never thought I'm gonna play with my name in there. So that's crazy.
Maybe one day we'll play against each other. That will be amazing.
I hope so.
Our sports center is celebrating 60 years, and it helped thousands of people with disabilities throughout the year through sport. And I want to ask you, what advice can you bring to our young generation, to our young athletes?
For the young generation, they probably going to do the same path that I did, to play from a young age, going through the leagues, you know, going up and up and up and up and up. But it's not bright as it seems. I was playing in Herzliya when I was younger, and I was a good player. I was a very good player in Herzliya, and I remember Maccabi came in contact, and I moved to Maccabi. And when I moved to Maccabi, I understood there's some talented kids. I understood some very talented kids that I need to compete against, and I didn't play as much as I played in Herzliya. I didn't have the same amount of shots, didn't have the same amount of minutes. A lot of games I didn't even play. I was injured all the time, so a lot of times you have the opportunity to break, to say, oh, basketball is boring, I'm not playing, coach doesn't like me, what I'm going to do this, I don't like this player, he doesn't pass. A lot of those things going through your head while you grow up. And it's going to happen. The young generation need to understand it's going to happen. Not everything is going to be like the way you want. But you need to understand something. In basketball and in sports in general, you won't have comfortable situations. The big players, they overcome not comfortable situations. When you're in a comfort zone, it's not good. You always want to challenge yourself. And you always needs to be strong mentally, because you never know what's going to happen. I never knew I'm going to grow up to be 6'9" and playing in the senior level of Maccabi and winning European championships. I never dreamed about it. But I kept working, I kept believing, and I just let the time do its thing. You never know. You can be – I was the 12th player on the team when I was growing up on the juniors, and suddenly I'm in the seniors playing in front of 11,000 fans. So you never know what's going to happen in your career. You never know what situations can happen. And when you have a situation, jump on it. Don't think twice. Jump on it. Try to do the best you can, and don't overthink things. When you overthink, you don't do as good. Just play your game and be calm and know everything is going to be all right. You know you did your best. So
do you think that you went out of your comfort zone to become the
I'm still out of my comfort zone. I'm all the time out of my comfort zone. I'm in the USA right now, practicing very hard. It's a new country to me. I know the language obviously, but I don't know the culture very good. I'm working hard, and I know I'm gonna do my best no matter what happens. But I'm hoping for the best.
Have you always had this positive thought?
I'll be honest, and I'll say I have some bad vibes sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to talk to anybody. Sometimes I'll be angry, cranky. You know, I'm a human being at the end of the day. Practice is finished. I'm positive vibes. I'll go see my friends. I'll go hang around. I'll go drink coffee with somebody. You know, I'm going to joke around a little bit. I'm going to clear my mind. So not all the day needs to be a bad day. Maybe the practice was bad, but you can make your day better. You know what I'm saying? So don't get stuck on different situations.
This is also part of going out of your comfort zone, because it's easy to say like, okay, I had a bad practice, now the rest of the day will be
Yes. You don't want that mentality. The mentality can destroy you. I have a group of guys around me that makes me happy while I'm outside of basketball. And it's important to be in a good and healthy environment. You need to choose your own people to have positive things.
You're right. I really believe in going out of your comfort zone, and I really
I really can attach to it. I really think it's something that you really step up, and we are all proud of you for doing it. We are also trying to go out a little bit of our comfort zone. I'm really curious if you ever got the opportunity to watch a wheelchair basketball game.
Yeah, I've seen it before, and I have a great respect for you all about like doing the things you do. You know, a lot of people don't understand how hard it is, the things you guys do.
Definitely, Danny. First of all, that was all the questions. I really wanted to get to know you better, and I think personally as an athlete, and I'm sure the kids at our sports center that heard it from you will definitely take it forward. I promise you the next time I will be in America that I will make sure I will come to watch you play again live.
You have tickets on
all of us out.
You got it.
I also have a challenge for you. I would like to invite you to play wheelchair basketball with me the next visit you come to Israel.
I'll try definitely.
I'm hoping all the best for you, and I'm sure you will make all of us proud.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure for me, and I wish you the best of luck. And keep giving us pride, man. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
This concludes our program. Thank you to our co-chairs, sponsors, board staff, and all our friends across the country. And a special thank you to Denny Avdia. See you next year.